just west of Chicago, in a community called Elmhurst. There's a place where you'll grow into a connected thinker and a passionate changemaker, with skills to excel and knowledge that lasts. Elmhurst University. Go far, do well.
Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to Langhorse Field on the campus of Elmhurst University for today's NCAA Men's Lacrosse Contest. Today's game features the visiting Center College Colonels facing off against your Elmhurst University Bluejays. Before we begin today's contest, we ask that you please stand if you are willing and able and face the flag next to the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet today's starters. First for the visiting Colonels, a freshman number 9, Grayson Jolly, junior number 10, Ryan Black, junior number 15, Nick Witcher, senior number 16, David Caldwell, sophomore number 17, Patrick Tatro, sophomore number 39, Ryan Hall, junior number 42, Max Schaefer, senior number 44, Max Spears, sophomore number 50, Owen Pache, and in goal, a senior number 3, Sammy Zickel. The Colonels are head coached by Grant Zimmerman. And now the starting lineup for your Elmhurst University Bluejays. A senior number 0, Nathan McGuire. Junior number 2, Eli Spence. Senior number 5, Austin Evans. Junior number 10, Tony Vasquez. Junior number 16, Cullen McManaman. Sophomore number 24, Gabe Henry. Senior number 26, Tommy Smythe. Sophomore number 29, Fisher Sun. Sophomore number 43, Hunter Hernandez. And in goal, senior number 30, Noah Mickelson. The Blue Jays are led by assistant coaches David Castaneda and Ethan Stepanek. And the head coach of the Blue Jays in his 13th season is Mark Morrell.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Langhorse Field. I'm Bill Downing. He is Sante Dybowski, a former alum lacrosse player here at Elmhurst University. It is the home opener. It's the first game for both these teams, and these teams know each other well. And Sante, you've actually played in a game against these guys, and everyone's been really close.
Yes, I have, Bill. It's been a great time playing against these guys. First matchup, 11-10 win by Center. Second matchup was here at Langhorst, 15-14 Blue Jay win. And then the last game last year was another 11-10 win by Center. So it's going to be a close matchup today. We'll see how they do.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Suncom.tv, Elmhurst University's athletics YouTube page. Greg Rosel to my left, running the camera, trying to get him warmed up a little bit more over there. It's going to be a hard one. He's got the windows open over there, and you can join us on X, Instagram, and Facebook. So Center will get the opening face-off, and they will be moving right to left on your screen. The Blue Jays in their whites and blues, Center in their yellow and black.
Yeah, there was a quick face-off violation there by number 10, Tony Vasquez. See what he does today.
Yeah, Vasquez, we were kind of talking before we came on the air, almost a snub last year, an All-American snub. We know Eli Spence is up there as a preseason All-American. You're going to have to keep an eye on him, number 2, the 6'3 junior out of Snoqualmie, Washington. Now Center. Move it toward the near side. That one down on the turf.
Great stick there by number 24, Gabe Henry.
Good defense by the Blue Jays, not letting Center get any closer than they necessarily need to. I like the way that they're keeping that perimeter tight, and what a stop. And we'll talk about today's keeper, Noah Mickelson, the 6'1 senior out of Mattawan, Michigan. They got a couple really good keepers on this team.
Really good goalie. He lost his job last year, but was able to fight, get it back. We'll see what he does this season.
I mean, when you talk about losing the job, I mean, you've got Andrew Laxonen that's out there too. I mean, he played great last year. So you talk about depth on this Blue Jay team. This is a season that they've been looking forward to. Preseason ranked number 2 in the CCIW behind Illinois Wesleyan, a team that predominantly usually gets that number 1 spot out of Bloomington, Illinois, the Warriors. That's going to be a great contest. This is going to be a big one here to start off with. Blue Jays start to move in, close in that's I would say that perimeter a little bit closest to the ball. The Blue Jays will have it.
They're going to look for Eli Spence all day today, number 2 for the Blue Jays. Coming up from X there, getting a good shot.
Fisher's son, the sophomore from Hilliard, Ohio, moves his way. Now it's behind the cage. And you're right, they are going to try to find Spence. And there he is right there. And he scores. How about that?
What a goal. Great shot in the left hand down the wing there by Eli Spence. 1-0 Blue Jays.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. The thing, he can shoot left, he can shoot right, but we know that his strong suit, I believe, is from the right side. And you would think that Center would try to keep him, if he has a weak side, to the weak side shot. But right there, Spence just grip and rip. And that was about 10 yards outside the the goal, and really nothing that Sammy Zeichel, the senior from Edina, Ohio, could do. That one was right between, I would say, like mid-chest and shoulder. That was an absolute laser beam.
Quick win by center. They got a great face-off guy, number 28, I believe, Luca Bowling.
Yeah, the freshman from Louisville, Kentucky. Center, the Colonels, out of Kentucky. There was some concern about the storm that was coming in that may have to delay the start of this one. We started right on time at 1 o'clock. Trying to bounce that one in there, not going to get by Mickelson. Second big stop, and center will come up with it. Turnover by the Blue Jays at midfield. Now slowing it down, David Caldwell, the senior from Roanoke, Virginia. Virginia known for their lacrosse. I mean, that is just a haven of great lacrosse. You've got Duke, you got Virginia, some great programs over there. And, I mean, they start them young. I mean, when did you start playing?
I started playing when I was in 7th grade, I believe, but
nice.
I know kids around that area, they're born with a lacrosse stick in their hand.
Like up in Canada, it's kind of like hockey, you know, and then in that area, lacrosse is it's a religion over there. They really start them young, and they enjoy their game of lacrosse, and they got some great players. That one going for the near post on this side.
I believe Noah Mickelson got a piece of it there. Not too sure, maybe off his right foot.
60 on the shot clock, 11:04 on the game clock, 1-0 Blue Jays on a goal by, yes, Eli Spence is already the preseason All-American pick, off and running.
I mean, last year, Eli Spence, 58 goals, 34 assists. He's improved every year. You could see a 100-point season for him this year.
I mean, at a time, you look at 100 points in a career. I mean, he's doing that already in his first couple seasons.
I think I just got right past 100 points in my 5 years. So he did it in only a couple.
Well, center moves this one back out front. Caldwell can't handle this one and pull it in. Defense well there by Austin Evans. Trying to slip that one underneath. And Mickelson was ready. It went for the far post.
Blue Jays defense really organized right now. It's been tough for center to even get close.
Now, the ruling is closest to the ball when it goes out of play.
Yes,
correct?
On a shot.
Okay. So that's why when you see it, like a center player shoots and it goes out of play, there's a center player that's closest to it on the shot. They'll regain the possession. Boy, the Blue Jays defense right now, center not getting great shots. Well, just as I say that, Caldwell.
That's a really good shot.
Yes, it was.
Stick side low on Mickelson. Not much you can do there.
No, and I think it's going to get tricky. If it gets slippery out there, you can see the shot. And Caldwell just slipped that one in there. And it's 1-1. Eli Spence with a goal and 2 shots, and then Caldwell now on just his second shot. And he has tied this up 1-1, and I suspect it's going to be a tight battle the entire way. You talked about it. I mean, every meeting they've had, this is the 4th meeting between these teams. And right now, center, the Colonels, with a 2-1 overall lead.
It's going to come down to little things like the face-off, the turnovers. That's what's going to really set apart who the winner of this game is today. And center seems to be dominating the ground ball battle right now, as well as the face-offs.
Molinoff finds Cherry. Cherry's just going to wait. Ryan Hall, the sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee, brings it right down the seam. That one, I believe, went off of a center stick and out. He doesn't agree with that, but that looked like a good call from here. Blue Jays will start with the possession. 9:23 left here in the first, and it's 1-1. Now, talking to Matt Hoff about this is a huge regional contest because when they go by regions, these two teams are in the same region. So this is a big contest right out of the gate for Elmhurst. Now, Sante, you played 2018 through 2023, you had that COVID year too. And what position did you play again?
I was a midfielder. Sometimes dabbled in the attack position as well, but I was midfield.
Hunter Hernandez loses that. Now, if you were playing out here today, where would you be playing at as far as on the field?
Probably in the midfield area. If you see number 23, Brendan Krause, out there right now, that's probably where I would be at.
Gotcha.
Great teammate of mine. Great line mate as well.
Now, we have long stick midfielders, you call them middies, and then you also have defensemen that can also carry that long stick. And
yeah.
we were kind of talking about that before, that has an advantage.
It does. You'll get some really athletic LSMs, long stick midfielders, that can really push and transition as well as get back on defense. And if you get the right piece in there, it can do a lot for your game.
And I don't think, let's see, in the years I've done lacrosse, the long stick midfielders, very rarely do they take a shot, but when they do, that extra length on that stick, yeah. I mean, they can really get a shot going, and there is another one by center. That one scored by number 24, Ben Hubbs, a senior from Louisville, Kentucky.
That's a great shot, coming full speed downhill there, off stick on Noah Mickelson. Not much he can do again. Defense has got to get out there, press out a little more.
Yeah, that was a long shot, too, and I think that center realizes with the timeout, Elmhurst will take a timeout, trailing 2-1. And, you know, I think they've tried to push the ball earlier in this contest, and the defense of the Blue Jays really tough, and I think they're kind of settling in, saying, okay, we're not going to get really close-up shots, so we're going to have to shoot them from farther out, and I think they're adjusting to that pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. I think for Elmhurst, they guys got to possess the ball a little more. Both times they've had it, even the one where they scored, it wasn't that long of a possession. I think if they get it down on their end, get the ball behind the net, set up a play, and get some good shots in their 80 seconds, I think it'll be fine.
Head coach Mark Morrell at the helm of the Blue Jays. And for the Colonels, Grant Zimmerman in his 7th season. So if you're in the huddle right now, Sante, what are you telling your players? I mean, it's early, it's 2-1, but I think as a coach, you know Coach Morrell very, very well, that he's already making those adjustments, telling him maybe, I mean, what would you do in this situation?
Absolutely.
Would you bring that defense farther out?
I think he would a little bit, but I think he's also going to tell his guys to calm down. It's those first game jitters, and he knows that. He's been in this situation many times. I think you just tell your guys, take a breath. It's going to be okay. A lot of game left. And that's kind of where you go from there.
Yeah, they were killing each other in practice. I was watching some of their practices, and they were playing at full speed, and it's the only way to play. And some of their players injured to start the season. Yeah, I mean, you might as well, if you're going to get injured, do it early. That way you get healthy and have a big run toward the end.
I agree.
I mean, it's actually a very, very short season. I mean, they got Concordia, Wisconsin coming up on the 12th, and they're at Aurora. That's always a good matchup against the Spartans on the 19th. And then Hope, who is another regional team that is very, very good at the game of lacrosse. And
Absolutely.
then you go, I mean, some of these teams at Colorado College, another team that seems to be, I mean, there's just so many powerhouses loaded up on this side, and then you get into the CCIW and anything's possible.
Yeah, you look at their schedule, every game is seemingly a big game for the Blue Jays this year. They're going to need to perform every single time they step on the field.
And I think that's, if you're a player, I think you look at that and you go, oh my gosh, I mean, this is a tough schedule, but you also welcome it at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. You're excited to play these games. You're excited for these competitive matchups. That's what it's all about.
So Caldwell tries to move that one in, deflected off a stick, and what a stop. Right in his face, Mickelson. I mean, that was point blank.
Great save by Mickelson. I mean, he's known for that. It's really stuffing on the doorstep right there. Not much you can do.
You know, that all started with the stick of Tommy Smythe.
But then right back to an unnecessary turnover. They just got to possess the ball a little longer.
And then they're going to turn that one right over, and Blue Jays will take that. I mean, you have to turn defense into offense right there, and you have to be productive, and center that time blew an opportunity to take a 2-goal lead. And this is where Elmhurst needs to set up the play that they want, and and get a good shot also. You don't want to rush your shots. You're definitely going to go to their key. You know who that is, Spence. And I think every team's going to know that the entire year. But if you shut down one player, there's others that are going to step up, in the game. It's the next man up in sports.
Yes, it is, and Elmhurst has got some really athletic guys on the offensive end.
So there goes Cato. And the Colonels. Couple turnovers. Nice stop that time by Mickelson, and he is jacked.
He's feeling it today for sure.
Take a look at that save right there. I mean, it was a wide-open shot. Now, as a defenseman, I really like watching Owen Eckes out there. He kind of, in the replay, you can kind of see he kind of ducked a little bit to give better vision to Mickelson at the time, and I thought that was a smart play defensively.
For sure. He's one of those short stick D midfielders that we see. Morrell loves to cherish those guys, and he's got a lot of them, as well as number 16 here, Colin McManaman. Incredible athlete.
Yeah, Eckes, the smart play right there, so Mickelson has a better view of the incoming shot. And that one was off of the stick of number 44, Max Spears.
Mickelson with another massive save.
He's got 5 already. And every one of them has been a great save. Molabay, the senior from Louisville, Kentucky, number 1. And that one wide. But the Colonels will have it with 40 seconds on the shot clock, 4:48 left here in the first, and it's 2-1.
It's a great move there. Number 16 looks a little shaken up for the Blue Jays. See if he's all right.
Gabe Henry causing chaos with that long stick. He's got much farther reach. Here's Hubbs, already has a goal, tried to bounce that one in on Mickelson. That one goes wide, 18 on the shot clock.
Hubbs loves that sweep dodge with his speed. He's going to get in the middle every time and let it fly.
An absolute laser beam by Ryan Black, the junior from Duluth, Georgia. We talked about him, and there he goes. That's 3-1.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you can't let him get his hands free, and when he does, you're going to see results like that. Top right corner.
I mean, that was a developed play right there, yeah, and he caught him right in stride, and he just grip it and rip it. And Mickelson had a good look at it, just couldn't stop that laser beam.
Blue Jays have yet to find a real groove in this game. They need a little motivator.
Center with a lot of momentum. The Blue Jays will have it. This is almost, I would say, with 4:12 left here in the first. This might be a must-goal situation. You can't allow center to get too far away. Got to go ahead and adjust to whatever's not working. Trying to get back into the groove. Here's Hoff.
Number 22 for the Blue Jays, freshman midfielder Kyle Taylor. I know Coach Morrell's not a big fan of putting freshmen on the field that early, but he clearly earned it.
Well, that's putting a lot of faith, as you mentioned. Usually he doesn't do that, but he must have won him over some way, somehow, and that tells you how good of a player he is.
Yes, it does.
So Spence, you'll see him on the near side. Blue Jays trying to move that one in. Spence now with it. He'll move behind the cage, now over to the far side. Drops that one in there, and a quick shot that time by Hunter Hernandez. 3:17 on the game clock, 22 on the shot clock. Sam Hoff with it for the Blue Jays, down 3-1. Hoff moves to the far side. Kraus with it. He's moved in close. Here's Spence. Spence at the point, drops that one off, and then a one-timer by Henry, and that's wide. Only 1 second, and that will do it. That's a shot clock violation. Good defense there by the Colonels.
Yeah, might not have got a goal there, but that's a great job of just extending that offensive possession, taking time off the clock and getting into a little groove.
Agreed. Now defensively, you have to have a stand here with 2:47 left in the first. Center already with a 2-goal lead. You want to close this in. You want to make every effort very tough on the Colonels. Don't make it look easy. Just like right there, Gabe Henry. And the Blue Jays will take it.
Great defense there to get the ball back by Henry, and he's going to push upfield here.
Yeah, you might as well. He is on fire, and here comes Spence. Spence, that one knocked out, and then Spence with the big shoulder, and that goes out of bounds, and that should be Blue Jay ball, and
That's
it is.
Great hustle play there by Spence, laying the body. Got to love his energy and effort.
Center will take a timeout, and that may have been a little frustration there on Spence too. You know, he knew it, and that he wanted that ball bad, and he lays the shoulder, and you have to be ready for it. This is a contact sport, and if you got your head down, someone like Spence is going to let you know that he's there, and that was a very smart play to get the ball back. Timeout, Colonels.
Absolutely. I mean, Spence, a soft-spoken guy off the field, but he's a competitor at heart, and he'll give it to you on the field all day long.
Well, the Blue Jays, as we mentioned, the preseason number 2 pick in the CCIW. You got Carthage, Augustana, Carroll, Wesleyan, North Central. You know, the CCW does have more teams, but those are the only ones that do lacrosse. And I really wish that more schools would pick up the game of lacrosse.
I agree. And I think it will happen in the coming years, but only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great sport, and, I mean, it's a passionate fan base. And, I mean, these kids, they live for this. I mean, obviously, you know, as you walked in the footsteps of the Blue Jays, and you know that, I mean, this, you live for opening day.
Absolutely. And we were talking about it before the game. When you play this level of lacrosse, you're really doing it for the love of the game. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of recognition, not a lot of people come to watch you, but you love the game so much that you just want to play. Doesn't matter where, what time, the weather.
Yep. And it's a shame, too, because it shouldn't matter if you have Duke or Virginia on your jersey. You should be out there supporting no matter what. And I think the level of lacrosse here, you know, you can sit there and watch TV and watch, you know, Division I and Division II. I think this is some great lacrosse, and these kids deserve the recognition that they get. I mean, preseason All-American, that tells me that you're like one of the best in the entire country. And there it is, a sniper shot.
Wow. Pete Grebe with the goal, first of the year.
And that one is a much-needed one for the the Blue Jays, excuse me, with 2:04 left here in the first.
He's looking to have a really big year this year, as you can see, coming down on that sweep dodge, just keeping it in his right hand, getting a little post up around 10 yards. Great shot, great finish.
I love the carry, too, because he was able to carry that ball and keep it away from the defenseman. And I just think that's a raw talent right there, because you're constantly getting hit by the opposing player's stick. And to keep that in the webbing and the netting, I just think it's a great play overall. And you're creating separation using the one arm to kind of keep the player away, like you see right there on Hernandez. You know, unlike basketball, you can use that arm to keep, you know, make a little separation, a little distance, and then you can carry that stick farther behind. And I think that's like, it just loads up that shot, too, when you can find that right shot, just like you said there with Grebe. He was able to get a good shot. And the Blue Jays down 1, 3-2, $1:15 left here in the first. Blue Jays tried to move that one in. That was Fisher's son. Spence picks up the ground ball. Spence spins back, knocked down, goes left, goes right, ball on the turf, and who's going to come up with it? We got a flag, and I believe that's going to be on center.
Yeah, it is. Not really sure the call just yet, but Eli really getting in there with his body, trying to make something happen, turns the ball over, but that's going to be a great matchup all day. Patrick Tatro of the Center Colonels and Eli Spence.
So it's going to be Tatro, as you mentioned, Nashville, Tennessee native. He's going to take a knee.
This is a big opportunity here for the Blue Jays. Get back to a tie game.
Yeah, this is big right here, and you can utilize the rest of this first.
Slashing penalty on center, number 17, Patrick Tatro. 1 minute.
I believe they call the slashing on that. And I think your point, man. I was just about to say Spence, and just as I said that, Caden Ames, the junior from Hilliard, Ohio, ties it up 3-3, and that didn't take long.
That's his money spot right there. He loves shooting in that left hand from that corner. He's been doing it his whole career. Great shot.
Boy, Ames, that was a beautiful shot. You take a look at it, Ames just sitting there. They know that they're going to take a look at Spence, but Ames wide open, and that one right at shoulder height. And it's 3-3 with 42 seconds left. Now that is momentum.
Oh, it is. And these face-offs are going to be crucial today. I feel like they've been pretty one-sided towards center.
Agreed.
We'll see if Tony Vasquez can pick it up here.
And he does. Vasquez, a junior out of Cottage Grove, Minnesota.
Number 77, Caden Ames, was assisted by number 2, Eli Spence.
Spence gets another point on the assist of the Ames goal. And the Blue Jays, after trailing 3-1, a chance here with 20 seconds left in the first to close out the first with the lead. And you know they're going to get a good shot as the substitutions coming in. Only 10 seconds left. They're going to move that one in. That one partially deflected. And it's going to go center's way, and you got to give a lot of credit there to Tatro. He was the first one there. And long way to go, a very short time to get there for the Colonels. They're just going to loft this one down and hope for the best. And that will end the first. And Sante, 3-3. It started off pretty heavily with the Colonels, and then the Blue Jays in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds have really come to life. And you talk about the face-offs. The Blue Jays get this last one, move it down. Don't get a good shot, not the one they wanted, but the possessions are there.
I agree, but there's one thing they got to eliminate, those turnovers. 6 turnovers in the first quarter is not a great place you want to be, and I know Morel's going to harp on that throughout that game. He loves talking about turnovers, one of his favorite things to do, and he will definitely keep that up. But I think the Blue Jays just got to possess the ball a little more. They brought it back, and they have some momentum going into this second quarter. We'll see what they're going to be able to do.
Center with 13 shots, Blue Jays with 7. 8-3, the Colonels, shots on goal. And Mickelson, 5 big saves for the Blue Jays. And when I say big, it could be a 6 to possibly 7 goals for center if it wasn't for him. I mean, defensively, he has stood really tall against those close in and very direct shots by the Colonels.
Yeah, he's keeping them in it for sure. A couple of those off-stick low saves that he really just got a piece of. Really playing a great game in his first start of the year.
Well, one of the assistant coaches you know pretty well.
Yeah, roommate Dave Castaneda. I actually lived with both of the assistant coaches for a period of time. Great people. Was talking to Dave last night about the game, how he felt. Very confident coming into today, but also excited. You know, those first game nerves. And that's something that we always talk about, but he's looking forward to it for sure, as he's looking at me right now.
Ethan Stepanek, the assistant coach in his first year. That's cool how they bring the alums back. I mean, they know the system, they know the program, they know the game, and the Blue Jays just consistently getting better year in and year out.
Absolutely. Morel loves bringing back old players to coach. He's done it every year, I believe, and they do a great job. Even Stepanek, someone I know personally, great handle for the offense and how to play the game, and I think he's going to be a great coach over his career.
Well, you look at the recruiting. I mean, you've got players from Utah, California, Washington, Minnesota, Missouri. I mean, he goes wherever the talent is. And I tell you, the program sells itself. When you're this good, people want to be a part of this.
Absolutely. Morel knows how to pitch it, and he does a great job, and the players as well. Makes you want to play here.
Here's Spence. Moves it back behind the cage. Now they'll rotate it back to Spence. Here on the near side, he's picked up defensively by Tatro. And that is going to be a tough task. Trying to keep Spence down already with a couple points here today.
Calling an invert for number 22, Kyle Taylor here. We'll see what he can do from behind.
Taylor moves it near side. Swings back, goes left, goes right, then back to the right. And a good one-timer there by Grebe.
I'd like to see him move that one more down to Kraus right there. Not a bad shot, though.
Yeah, those risers are very hard to defend. There's another one, and that one just missed the crossbar by Spence. He is such a tactician out there. He knows, even when he jumps, I mean, you can adjust your shot like he does. You know, he's like, okay, I'm going to go top shelf. He's got him there, and then all of a sudden he adjusts his shot and goes low. I mean,
yeah, it's hard to find a weakness in his game.
Yeah.
They're doing their best right now, center, to keep him under control, but still he's finding a way.
Blue Jays with 10 on the shot clock. One shot clock violation. Tried to move that in Hernandez, and center comes out with it.
Those are one of those unnecessary turnovers that we just don't need, just forcing it into the middle.
Center doesn't waste any time, and neither does Mickelson, making yet another big save. That one picked up by Davis.
He is keeping them in this game right now with some of these saves that he is making.
Boy, the official almost fell in the end zone. A little slippery out there with the condensation. Center with it, and they'll get a fresh 80 on the shot clock. Here's Witcher. Witcher moves in. Evans on him. Three to three, start the second. Ooh, that one almost picked off and was.
Great play by Henry.
Gabe Henry, great anticipation. Here come the Blue Jays. To go from D to offense that quickly. A lot of the game, too, is anticipation. We saw it right there. Here's Hernandez. Nice carry. Keeps it away from the defender. That's Max Schaefer, number 42. This one popped straight up.
Great stick there by Tatro.
Picked off by Teckett. And I think he's going to just run out of gas right there, and he's going to switch spots and let the offense come on.
I think you can tell it's both teams' first game today.
Yeah.
Definitely a little bit more turnovers than usual. Still trying to find that groove.
When you played, did you have like any exhibition games prior to the first? Or
Yeah, there was always 2 or 3 scrimmages that we would play, yeah.
Was anybody local?
Yeah, I believe Elmhurst just played Lake Forest last weekend.
Nice.
In a scrimmage game. We played Lewis a couple times.
Division II.
Yep.
That's always a good litmus test to see where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they have any weak points. That one. Nice shot, and the goal by Ben Hubbs. That's his second.
Great move. Again, that sweep shot into the middle that he likes with that left hand.
Well, that one right there, as you mentioned, Hubbs, I think he knew all along that he was going to take that shot, and he just waited for the opening.
Blue Jay defense, a little soft there, letting him get into the middle like that. Got to get it on his hands. Give Noah even a chance to save it.
Face off. Good win there by Vasquez again. I think he's had enough of them beating him on the face-offs. And here's Spence. Vasquez coming off the field. He'll switch it up with Sam Hoff. Woodbury, Minnesota native. Hoff now with the ball. I like how you can make these substitutions like right on the fly too. It's no stoppage, just bring them out.
Oh, yeah. Keeps the game fast-paced.
Now, as far as substitutions, as many as you want,
Yeah.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Unlike volleyball where you're only allowed, I believe, like 17 or 18. There's a low shot. That one's sitting right in the crease.
It's a great save.
It was.
Both goalies today playing very well so far.
4-3, 10-15 left until halftime. Yeah, Zickel that time. He did give up a rebound, but he was able to squash that one. Clock stopped at 10:03.
Blue Jay defense needs a stop here.
Caldwell, the senior, out of Roanoke, Virginia. Gives the ball up to Ryan Hall. Hall now with it. He'll move in, and he's going to try to whip one by Mickelson. That one didn't work. Mickelson was ready for that one.
He was. Great dodge from up top with the speed, though. Getting a little too close for comfort.
Now the Blue Jays pushing the Colonels out a little bit farther. Awkward angle. They're going to move it in. Near side, that's Caldwell. He's got one already. That's his strong side. Spears now with it. Move to the near side.
Great stick again by Henry.
Boy, Henry is a couple times right there able to get that turnover. Let's see, we got whistles, and it should be Blue Jay ball, and it is.
Henry, really an incredible athlete. Able to get the ball on the ground a couple times there. And he'll stay on, push transition.
And he anticipates well, better than a lot of defensemen that we've seen out here through the years. He anticipates those shots and able to get that stick in there and disrupt that pass. And
absolutely. He was one of those guys we were talking about where the stick is just basically an extension of his body. He's able to do a lot with it.
Yeah, that hand-eye coordination is pretty impressive. Here's Spence. Spence pushed out about a good 15 to 20 yards away.
And they are right on him today, not giving him any breathing room.
Nope.
But you can't with a player as good as him.
Here's Kraus. Kraus with it. Finds Spence. Hernandez puts on the brakes. Back behind the cage. Finds the ground. That one up. And it's going to be center's ball. Or is it? No, there's
Flag
a flag.
down.
I did not see that flag.
Offsides. 30-second man-up penalty for the Blue Jays.
Well, they're 1 for 1 already. Let's see what they can do here. Can they tie it up? It's 4-3. Colonels with 7:57 left till halftime. Blue Jays did not waste much time there, Sante, the last time that they had the extra man.
No, they did not. Watch Eli Spence up top here, really facilitating this whole entire man-up unit.
Yeah, I think that they're going to have to catch him in stride because you're right. They're not giving him much room at all. It's going to have to be a catch and a shoot, almost in a situation just like that.
Great stick by number 17 again, Tatro.
He has been active, just like Henry for us. He has been their active defenseman.
Yes, he is.
Good defense that time. Way to lay the lumber.
Call a push there on Henry. I don't know if I like the call.
I don't know neither because I
Looked like he got him in the shoulder to me.
sure did. Sure did. All right, so the Colonels will have it with 7 minutes left until halftime. 4-3. Blue Jays 1 of 2 on the extra man. And the Colonels trying to get that 2-goal lead again. That one right over the top of the crossbar.
That's some great defense by Austin Evans there, number 5.
I was just about to say, as soon as that pass hit the Colonels player, he was right on him.
Right on him.
Yep, no breathing room, 0. That's Caldwell, and they're definitely
Big save.
defensing him well. Yeah, another one, Mickelson. And another big save by Mickelson.
He is playing out of his mind this quarter, keeping him in it for sure.
Oh, what a nasty reverse shot. That one over the shoulder. Hubbs, that's his third. He's got the hat trick. And that one may be one of the, I would say, ESPN Sports Center top 10 plays of the week.
So.
Wow, look at that.
Not much you can do there. Defense is actually pretty well played by the Blue Jays. He just is able to get this behind-the-back shot off at the perfect time. Great location.
Boy,
Mickelson
Hubbs,
can't even see it.
No look. Only way that could go in was right there, folks. That was a great play.
He is dominating for the Colonels right now. They got to find that answer for him.
The senior for Louisville carrying the Colonels so far. 5-3. And the Colonels looking to get this ground ball, and they do. Oh, they're going to give that to the Blue Jays.
Hubbs came out of the box early there before there was possession that causes a turnover. Blue Jay ball.
Elmhurst and Spence. Spence with a goal and an assist. Here's Hernandez. Move to the far side. That one. And scored. Almost knocked out of the wickets. And then Hernandez makes it a 5-4 contest.
What a job to hold onto the ball, even with the over-the-head check there by Hernandez.
Yeah, because it looked like it was. He lost almost possession really quick. You'll see it as he goes around the backside of the cage. Right there. It looks like he loses it. Regains it, and then snap.
Yeah, Max Schaefer, the junior LSM for center, making a pretty good defensive play, but Hernandez able to hold on.
That was a beautiful play by Hernandez. Answers the Hubbs fancy goal. And the Blue Jays will win this one. Vasquez again coming up big.
It's been a great face-off battle this game.
Spence looking to get going. Couple points here today, but Zante, you talked about it. Every time he touches the ball, I mean, he's drawing either a guy in his face or a double team right away.
Yeah, you might not see it on the stat sheet, but he does a lot for this offense, even when he doesn't score or get an assist.
Yeah, he pulls players toward him and allows other players to have a more open shot. Here's the Blue Jays. Let's see if they move it back over. Hernandez sitting out of the point. That's Kraus. How about that?
Spence,
excuse me. Bang, bang. It's 5-5.
Wow, getting to his spot.
Boy, Kraus got it to Spence. It happened that fast.
That's Eli's favorite spot, that 5-5 area. Really likes to sit and plant, get his shoulder in. Great shot and goal.
What a shot. And you see how he did that shot. He had to raise that stick up, go over the top of the defenseman's head.
And then coming straight over the top like that, it's so hard for the goalie to even see it coming. And the goalies are making a switch here. Number 3 is getting subbed out in this tie game.
Kyle Granquist, junior out of St. Charles, Missouri, now between the pipes.
Not sure what the decision was there. It doesn't look like he's injured. Just looks like they pulled him.
That's going to send a message either way. And if you're a player out there seeing your goalie pulled, you're knowing you got to pick your game up a little bit too. You know you're part responsible for the switch. And now as the new goalie coming in, you've got a lot of responsibility. But the Blue Jays know that they've gotten to the Colonels, and they were down 5-3, able to come back in 5-5 with 4:13 left until halftime.
No, Morel's telling his guys shoot the ball. He's going to be getting peppered with some shots here at the end of this quarter.
Yep.
Hubbs is so fast with that little dodge that he does.
Yeah, Mickelson that time, he looked. He knew he got a piece of it. And he looked down real quick to make sure that ball wasn't there. I mean, yeah, you're right. That move, that first move, it's like a basketball player, quick off the dribble. I mean, he makes that first move and then goes short side. Some of the best of them in the country. And you'll see he's going to sit out there. And he's got a little bit of room out there if they decide to go back to him. And he's moves in even closer.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Blue Jays pay a little bit more attention, maybe get a guy in his hands immediately even when he doesn't have the ball.
6 on the shot clock. Blue Jays extend it. Here he is. There's Hubbs. And the partial deflection will bail out the Colonels. They were right on the verge of a shot clock violation.
Great save there by Mickelson. Calling a timeout.
That's a good timeout by head coach Morrell, too. It's 5-5 with 3:23 left, and I think you're right. They're going to tell them, hey, shoot, and more shoot. Every chance you get when you got a fresh goalie in there who's been sitting on the sidelines, not warm, not ready to go.
I agree. It is just an interesting time to pull the goalie in a tie game, middle of the second quarter. Not really sure what the coach's mindset was, but he definitely has a reason for it. Number 40.
I agree.
Can step up here.
19 shots to 15 in favor of the Colonels. 12-7 shots on goal. 8-2 saves. And what else can you say about Mickelson? I mean, the 6'1" senior out of Mattawan, Michigan, has really stepped up and really kept this game close.
Incredible athlete. Great strong mind as well. From getting pulled, getting benched last season when you were supposed to have that job, and then finding a way to take it back, really command your team, lead this defense.
Well, the face-off situation at the beginning, center was in complete control. Blue Jays now doubling up the Colonels, 8-4 and face-offs 1. Clears 7 for 7 by the Colonels, 8 of 9 for the Blue Jays. And the turnover situation, you talked about that. 10 for the Blue Jays and 5 for the Colonels.
Yeah, that's something the Blue Jays are going to have to limit. 10 is way too much for halftime. And Morrell will definitely harp on that in his halftime speech.
Yeah, and you got to, because when you look at your schedule and you look at who you're playing, this is a team that is this is only the 4th time they have played each other, but a definite thorn in your side, and a regional team that when you win, you can really change the trajectory of your season. And it starts off your first game of the season against a very, very valid top 10 team in the country. Here's Witcher. Moves that back behind the cage. Spin move back toward the far wing. That one just sitting wide for anybody. Can Spence get to it? And it's going to be a turnover, and the Blue Jays will have it. Let's see if Eli Spence and the Blue Jays can regain the lead. Oh, we got a flag. I think that's going to be an offsides.
Yes, it is. Number 15. Poor time to have a penalty like that.
Absolutely. The Blue Jays now knowing that. It's almost like you can pull your goalie, because as soon as they touch the ball, you're going to get that whistle, that stoppage. Mm-hmm. So the Blue Jays now, it's like they have an extra man out there, but still waiting for the stoppage. Oh, about that short side. And you talked about it, getting things going. That was Taylor that time on the grip and rip.
First game of his career, he's been playing pretty well. You see him on the field. Hasn't got a point yet, but he's trying. And I think by the end of this game, he'll have a couple.
.47 on the shot clock, 2:16 on the game clock until halftime. Ames, who has a spectacular shot, sitting out at one of the points. Now he's going to move toward the interior and then just switch sides. There's a shot. Boy, you talk about Greeby.
He likes to shoot it, that's for sure.
He wanted that one.
Pretty experienced group here for the Blue Jays, except for number 4. Joe. Ooh, what a goal!
Greeby says, hey, I'm going to shoot that one from way outside and right over.
That is big for the Blue Jays.
It sure was. And Granquist, I don't think he saw that one clearly at all. That's the second shot he's had from that same spot.
By number 2, Eli Spence.
And Spence with another point. And Greeby.
Again, starting with Eli. Again, another one of those plays where it just revolves around him, and they're going to keep cashing in.
And it's unselfish play, too, by Spence, and he knows he's going to draw the attention. And another face-off win by the Blue Jays.
Here comes Henry, just so athletic.
Oh, quick one looking for Vasquez. Minute 30 left. 6-5 Blue Jays. Tatro, number 17 on the near side. Tell him throw it over to the far side. Teckett, the junior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Now they'll slow things down. Mullabay. And I think they're trying to get the right personnel out there for center because they can utilize a majority of what's left in this game clock. First game jitters, you talked about it, but you can definitely tell that these two teams ready to go. Fourth all-time meeting between these two teams. That one ends up hitting the ground, and Sayers comes up with it. They're running out of time. 14 on the shot clock, 30 on the game clock. This one way outside for Caldwell. Caldwell tries to go low side on Mickelson, and Mickelson, I tell you, when he sticks himself to that post, it's like somebody welded him to that post. You see how he takes those posts. There's no room to get that ball by, and that's going to be a shot clock violation, and the Blue Jays will have 18 seconds to go the distance and possibly put up another one. It can be done.
In last year's matchup, it was 6-5 Blue Jays lead at the half.
Oh, boy, talk about some ironic situation. Uh-oh, and now the Colonels will get it on the turnover. But they're only going to have 7 seconds, and the Blue Jays are going to be in-your-face defense right here. There's going to be a shot, and Mickelson says that's easy, and then he'll just whip it down the length of the field. And that one would have been good from 70 yards through the uprights. Your score at halftime 6-5. And Sante, go ahead and break down the first half. What did you see, and what do you think needs to change?
Yeah, I think like we talked about, those first game jitters, a lot of turnovers in the beginning. But as the game has proceeded, I think both teams have found their groove and really been able to figure out what they're going to do for the rest of the year. This is setting the tone for the rest of their season, this first game, and they've been doing a great job at that.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. It's 6-5 at halftime. Thank you for joining us today on Suncom.tv. 6-5 Blue Jays.
Just west of Chicago, in a community called Elmhurst, there's a place where you'll grow into a connected thinker and a passionate changemaker, with skills to excel and knowledge that lasts. Elmhurst University. Go far, do well.
You just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn. A place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
My name is Michael. I'm a senior here. I study special education and I'm a first-generation college student.
My name is Lauren Berryhill. I'm a junior and I'm a music education major.
My name is Sarah Jean Dickey. I am a double major in mathematics and computer science with a minor in Spanish, and I'm a senior.
My name is Raniel Morales. I'm a freshman and I'm a psychology major.
I transferred to Elmhurst because I like the small class sizes and I really value that professor-student relationship that I knew that I was going to get here.
When I was looking at other colleges, it just didn't feel like people cared and wanted you there the same way that when you came to Elmhurst, they just really wanted you to be there and to learn and grow, and I felt like I would be comfortable coming here, but also be pushed in so many ways to grow and become better.
I already knew some people who went here, and I'd visit a couple of times just to hang out with them. I just really liked being around them and being here. And the campus itself is absolutely beautiful.
My sister did go to school here as well. I kind of already knew the campus a little bit, knew it was a great school. I'm glad I chose Elmhurst because it was probably the best place for me, and it was the best monetary decision as well.
When I first transferred, I lived in apartments, but now I live in Stanger, and I really couldn't picture it any other way. Like, I love being on campus. There's just something about rolling out of bed and going to class that I love.
I started out in Chick my freshman year here. I moved to Niebuhr halfway through. I lived in Chick my sophomore year as well, and I've been living in an on-campus house on Myrtle for the past 2 years, and I love it there.
I've actually only lived in Cureton Hall all 3 years. I really could stay there my 4th year and be fine.
I love the community that it brought, that you were one room away from your friends, you were eating dinner on campus together almost every night, and just that there were different opportunities within the residence halls.
A day in the life is pretty hectic. Most music ed majors, their classes are in the mornings and then their ensembles are in the afternoon. So I'm pretty much boom, 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 thing to thing to thing.
I'm a morning person, so whether I have class in the morning or not, I like to wake up a little bit on the earlier side.
So I'd wake up at 5:30, practice, eat breakfast quickly, go to my 9 a.m.
Probably have class till around noon, and depending on the day, I'll probably head out to the local middle school to take some time with my students there, go to the library to do some homework, and then I also work at the library.
Get out of class, go home, change, go directly to work.
I'll usually have work later in the afternoon, and then eat dinner, maybe do some more homework, watch a movie.
Get a dinner or some snacks at the Roost, and then head back to my dorm to do some homework and head to bed.
Usually I spend time with my friends at night, and that's when I get to catch up on what's going on.
My favorite place on campus is on the 3rd floor of the education department. It's the best place to study with the best view.
I have 2 favorite places on campus. One is my house, but I also love the conference room in Daniels.
My favorite place would be the cafeteria.
Sitting in Founders, I love to sit at one of those tables and do homework. You can be in there to have fun, you can be in there to study, and the vibe can be whatever you want it to be.
Out of the 4 classes that I took this past semester, my favorite class was acting. The professor was Dr. Tony Noyce. He is such a character. He's so awesome to be around. It was such a fun experience.
And my favorite class was probably linear algebra with Dr. Crawford. It was part theory and part computation, which I really liked how it pulled those 2 concepts together. And Dr. Crawford is just an amazing teacher. I've had her almost every semester since I've been here.
Post-colonial theory with Dr. Janice Lively, and that class had me thinking about it like all day.
Music theory class, which is probably an interesting choice because it was at 8 a.m. every single day my freshman year, both semesters, which no one likes 8 a.m.s in college. My professor, Mr. Streeter, is incredible, and my class became more of a community than anything. It was a really nice way to come into college, and honestly, my best friends came out of that class.
One of my favorite activities is the honors program. I've been involved with it all 4 years that I've been on campus here. I'm also involved in Alpha Phi Omega here on campus. You do a lot of service in the community. You get to build relationships with people in the organization, and you get to do a lot of leadership activities.
I've been involved in lots of student groups on campus, all the choral ensembles, the vocal ensembles, and I loved being in late night blues, vocal jazz. We just had a lot of fun and really bonded with each other. I'm also a member of Phi Mu. It's a really fun way to meet people, but also to give back to others that need it.
My favorite organizations that I've been a part of is definitely the Black Student Union, because I really like what they're doing for the campus overall and the social justice issues that they're pursuing on campus.
I'm pretty much just involved with running. I'm really proud to be a Blue Jay because it's an amazing community. Blue also looks really nice when we're running, so it's awesome.
Love being a student ambassador in the Office of Admissions. It's really great because I get to give tours to all these potential students, whether they're first years or transfers.
I'm a CA for the ELSA students, which basically means that I live in the dorms that they also live in to provide any extra support that they might need. And I'm really proud to be part of this program, especially because it's one of the few in the country. And it's awesome because I work with students with disabilities in classrooms, and they always ask me, oh, can I go to Elmhurst? And I can say confidently, yes, you can go to Elmhurst.
When I cross the stage at graduation, I'll be most proud of all the research that I've done. I didn't come into college with the intention to do that. I fell in love with the idea of research and the process of doing research.
It's just incredible to look back and think that Elmhurst has done so much for me already, and I think that's what I'll be most proud of, to think just who I've become and who I want to be still.
I think what I would remember most fondly are obviously my friends that I've made.
Making memories with those friends in really interesting places that normally wouldn't be so exciting, but they are, because you love each other and you get to know each other so well.
Between the professors and the friends that I've made, I think that will stay with me the rest of my life.
People who give back to Elmhurst, you're not only helping me, you're helping my family grow as well. Me graduating college and being the first one to graduate means that hopefully others in my family, like my nephews and nieces, can see that and want to come to a school like Elmhurst.
So when you give money to Elmhurst, you're giving these students the experience of a lifetime and the ability to become who they're meant to be.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to change our lives.
Commencement Day. Defend yourselves. Make yourselves known. Always.
6-5, Elmhurst with the lead at halftime. I'm Bill Downing. He is Sante Dybowski, and that's Greg Rosel on Suncom.tv. And it started off a lot of center. Then all of a sudden, the Blue Jays came back. I think that you take a look at what they were able to do. I think Mickelson was the key to it. But let's go ahead and take a look at the goals that were scored today. Eli Spence did not take long to get things going for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, just an incredible shot here by Eli, split into his left hand. Great placement. Goalie doesn't have a chance there.
No, and the preseason All-American makes it 1-0. Then Pete Grebe, his first of two.
Pete, big, strong Dodger, just gets to his spot in his right hand. Great shot, great finish.
I like the way that he went right over the top. And then Caden Ames, we talked about him. This guy is big and physical, and when he shoots it, he demands a lot of respect.
Yeah, he's lights out when it comes to shooting. Hopefully we're going to have a big year from him, and he loves slinging it in that left hand.
And then number 43, Hunter Hernandez. We know what he's capable of doing, and he's off to a great start also.
Absolutely.
Now this is the behind the back
Hubbs.
Shot by Ben Hubbs.
Playing great lacrosse so far this quarter. Brother of Dalton Hubbs, who was a great player for center as well. Playing great today.
Now Hernandez, guy that never sits still, loses out of the wickets, turns around and grips that shot and shoots. And then Eli Spence continued to keep his first game of the season going with another goal. That's going to be his second.
Not much you can do to stop Eli. I mean, they're trying everything they can, but he's still going to get to his spots.
And then Pete Grebe with his second. This one was an impressive grip and rip right here. Wide open.
From up here, it sounded like, but wow, what a shot.
Well, 6-5 is your score at halftime. And the Blue Jays really looking good after we were talking about their battles with faceoffs at the beginning. They fixed that. And just the fact that the turnovers, we'll see how Coach Morrell took care of that at halftime. You talked about that right before he went to break. That's something that he definitely wants to take care of. 12 turnovers to 6. And some of them turnovers went to goals for the opposing team.
Yes, we did. And at halftime, we saw number 10 for center, Ryan Black, head to the locker room. Not sure if I see him back out there yet.
I don't think we do see him. That's a long walk, and that may actually be him coming in right now. And looks
I believe so, yeah.
He may not be playing the rest of this contest, and that is a big loss. And another turnover, and the Blue Jays will have it. Yeah, because he walked out, and I believe that is number 10 coming back. Wow, that is a big loss. Ryan Black, the junior from Duluth, Georgia.
Very big loss. And the goalie for center as well coming out.
Yeah, Granquist still in. Wow.
Yeah, not really sure what the communication there was, pulling him in the middle of the second quarter, but Granquist got the spot.
Well, we hope that Ryan Black is going to be okay, especially first game out. And again, we talked about the physicality of this contest, and we knew it was going to be physical. We saw Eli Spence taping up one of his ankles. I mean, after a game like this, I would think any game that you play, any team that you do play, it's almost like you need an ice bath. You need. If you've been hit by one of these balls before, I'm telling you right now, there's not much protection that you have, even for the goalies. There's not much protection.
No.
I mean, you're putting your body on the line. That's going to be a turnover right there.
That's another one of those unnecessary turnovers that the Blue Jays just got to cut out. 10 in the first half. Unacceptable for the Blue Jays.
And you can see head coach Morrell not happy with that one. Number 13 for the Blue Jays.
That's going to be a big emphasis in the film room come Monday.
I mean, it is cold outside. Yeah, I'm sure that there's some numbing factor out there, but man, sure. I don't know. That's one of them situations. You get hit by one of these balls. That is going to leave a mark. There's a shot and a goal, and another one, this time by David Caldwell, the senior from Roanoke, makes it 6-6.
Coming right around the defender, shooting it there. Didn't even look like Mickelson saw it.
Yeah,
defense has got to step out there.
Yeah, you're right. There was way too much room.
44, Max Spears.
He took about a 3-4 step in toward the goal and was able to get a lot of momentum behind that.
Yeah, he looked surprised when he caught it, too, of how much space he had. He was able to walk in a little bit.
So catching the ball, that's one thing, and then trying to get the power through the hip rotation and everything. I think that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's something that you learn through the years of how to get more and more power behind your shots. Now the Blue Jays.
Hernandez is really going to have a good quarter here. He's been dodging a lot, but I'd like to see him get to the net a little more.
Yep, I totally agree with you. You got to get him down low. There's Taylor. Taylor picked up by Gunnar Dykes. Now Kraus. I want to see him get going too. He can be a good pivot person. Boy, a lot of physicality there. You saw it as Charlie Ferry was being smacked with that stick, trying to get that ball out of the wickets. Right in there's Spence. How about that? What a move.
What a play there by the Blue Jays, setting up with a small little two-man game, finding Eli on the backside.
Blue Jays.
Boy, Spence had all the time in the world.
Scored by number 2,
and he still threw a little twister in there.
He did.
Yeah.
Assisted by number 23, Brendan Krause.
Yeah, Krause right there drew the defenseman. Spence snuck in right down the seam, and he kind of looked like he went right. The keeper went right with him, and then he did that quick switch to the left and was able to drop it down low.
Incredible play, and that's one of those plays that they practice all the time, that little two-man game behind and then finding the man on the backside, and they execute it to perfection right there.
Grandquist, really no answer. When you got someone like Spence right in your face, it's kind of like deer in the headlights look. It's like, gosh, how am I going to stop this guy? And Spence knew exactly what to do. And that shows the maturity, too, because, I mean, you could have just taken that shot and said, hey, I'm right here, but he didn't. He waited till the crease opened up. Oh, there's a couple players down, big hits.
Not really sure what the flag was on, but it's clearly on the Blue Jays there, hitting the back possibly.
Well, that's who was that? That was number 16. That was
Cullen
McManaman.
A little shaken up as well on the play.
Yep. Boy, they really collided.
Yeah. He looks a little dazed right now.
And that was Hubbs that he hit, too.
That's a big body that you're hitting right there. Full speed going at Hubbs.
Yeah, they don't put the weights and stuff on here for the visitors, but I can tell you that was like train hitting a train. And that will alleviate the penalty. And another goal, this time by number 44.
Goal center.
Max Spears.
Just a little too easy there. Looked like the defense wasn't really too set and ready and just walked in on Mickelson. Not much he can do to save that one.
7-7. You're right. He had way too much space. Well, it's 7-7 now.
Looked like the Blue Jays got number 27, Oscar Clark, the freshman from Seattle, coming out on the wing here. See if he can make his presence felt. Cross-check on McManaman.
Oh, so he's going to go in there for 1 minute.
He's still a little shaken up from that.
Yeah. And the glove came off, too, and you can kind of see that that right hand. Yeah, there was definitely some contact there, and they're going to give this one to the Colonels. And right now, center with the momentum. Getting the substitutions in.
Vasquez hasn't played a bad game, but not looking like his original self today. We need to see him step it up a little bit more in the second half.
Witcher out at the point for center. He'll receive the ball. Moves it over to Caldwell. Caldwell has found the back of the net.
I don't like that call there.
No, another 2 flags down.
Oscar Clark getting one of them. Not really sure why. Maybe a hit to the helmet, I think. That's not something you want if you're the Blue Jays.
No, the momentum swing right now on the side of the Colonels. With 11 minutes left here in the third, 7-7. And now the Blue Jays going to be down 2 players.
Seems like all game the energy on the Blue Jays sideline just been a little less than centers. They got to find something to spark a comeback, or not a comeback, just some energy here.
McManaman and number 27, Oscar Clark, in the penalty box. Now, if you're a defenseman, this is a lot of work right here. Down by 1 is tough. Now down by 2. Now it's down to just 1.
Good speed by McManaman getting in there.
Yep, because he knew right there, sitting right out in the open, Witcher. Looked like he wanted to wind up. You got Caldwell over on this side, and who are they going to give it to? Elmhurst will get it. Oh, it was pointed toward Elmhurst's way, but center will have it with 11 seconds.
I thought Noah came off
I
the
thought
line
so
there
too.
That's something he's really good at, getting those backups. But Henry again, great stick.
Gosh. He is having a great day.
Unbelievable player for the Blue Jays. So young too. Bright future ahead.
Well, the Blue Jays turned it over, then got it right back. Here's Spence. He was having another huge day. Spence wide open. He's going to move in, and he tried to go far post. That was a great idea, and he didn't miss that one by much whatsoever, and Hernandez will have it for Elmhurst.
Great take there. Maybe like to see him put in his left hand there. I mean, he's getting harassed by number 17.
Yep.
But still great shot.
Well, you can see Granquist was well behind on the reaction with that, and I think Spence knew that. A little tighter to that post.
I think the Blue Jays really have to start testing this goalie. They've only still got a couple shots on him, and turnovers like that are not going to cut it.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt. That's number 14. Yeah, you got to alleviate those through the season. Here comes Sayers. Mullabay. You got some people watching here today.
I do. Shout out to my parents, some friends watching. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Where are they tuning in at?
Parents from Rochester, Michigan.
Hey. And we have a whistle. I don't know if that goal is going to count. It is not.
I'm not sure what the call was there, but very fortunate for the Blue Jays.
So growing up, did you ever go to the old, was it Auburn Hills, the Palace?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah, now it's like a parking lot. It's right over by,
yeah, it's pretty sad.
Was it DTE over in Clarkston?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went right by it when I saw Hootie and the Blowfish last summer, and I was like sad.
I used to work at DTE.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I used to sell chairs.
And I can honestly tell you, I was guilty of not returning my chair this year. And
that's the worst.
I felt absolutely horrible. I could not get out of my chair. When I finally did, I'm like, I got to go. And then I don't know if you just leave them there, because I know over here in Tinley Park, you can just leave them there and then they're picked up by the staff. But I felt terrible because usually I return them because you get money back if you return the chairs, if I remember right.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
$1 for $1.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I can't really get in. There's a nice snipe shot.
What a shot by Charlie Farrar.
Whew.
Goal!
That
Blue
one
Jays.
on the riser.
That had some speed on it.
Sure did.
Goal scored by number 14, Charlie Perry.
The sophomore out of Crystal Lake, Illinois, Prairie Ridge High School. Had that one down low and just shot that one straight up. And you can see, I mean, what a shot that was, too. And you had a defenseman right in his face.
Incredible play. Last year, primarily a defensive midfielder, got moved to the offensive midfielder spot this year and has been performing so far.
8-7 Blue Jays, as we reminisce about the old Palace and DTE, and they called it was Pine Knob, and then when DTE, and now it's back to Pine Knob. And I know the world, a.k.a. that place over in Tinley Park, because it changes pretty much every year. Now it's the, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's Yeah, First Midwest Amphitheater or something,
wow.
and yeah, it changes yearly. It's whoever wants to pony up the $10 to put their name on the outside of that place. But yeah, some good memories there at Pine Mountain. Some great music, great venue. Yeah, brings back some good old memories. I know, especially for you.
Oh yeah.
There's a shot, and Mickelson that time was ready for that shot. That ball ended up over in the cemetery.
I wonder how many balls are over in that cemetery.
I was gonna look on Friday when I was working here because I mean you still see them. They're over by them houses. They're
You'll
in the
find
parking
them
lot.
in the parking lot all the way back.
Wow, another big shot by center, and I am telling you, he had way too much room.
Ryan Hall.
Yep.
The sophomore midfielder, just taking it right to the rack.
That is a big dude, too. Look at him. Oh,
it is,
my.
But that's one of those guys you got to lay a body in that situation, put your body in the line, stop a play like that. He just came full speed right at him.
Now, it looks like they do have some padding in those shirts. Is it the upper arm down to about the wrist area, and then you have the gloves? Or
yeah, it really depends on the position. Usually attackmen wear a little bit longer elbow pads because they're getting hit a lot more. Midfielders go for a little more mid-size, and then you see the defenders basically have a little cap on their elbow.
Another win by Vasquez. Now, those gloves, is that any protection from them sticks?
A little bit, but not as much as you think.
I was about to say, it looks like it still hurts.
Especially in this cold weather, getting whacked on the hand.
Here's Spence. Spence creating a little bit of distance that time.
Blue Jays big offensive possession here. Go up by 1.
Kraus now the point. He's going to move it to the near side. Kraus.
Not a bad take.
No, I think that was good. I mean, Spence is there. And he went from one post to the other. And you got to challenge Granquist because he's still basically new into this contest.
For sure. He hasn't gotten a lot on net either. I haven't. Maybe 1 or 2 saves.
And you got to test him. You have to test him. I mean, he has really played well since coming in. There's another one, and just like that, he makes a huge save. I mean, you don't have much time whatsoever to react to that. You got that big goalie stick that, I mean, you have it right there in your face, and it's just about lining that shot. But those balls don't go straight. There's a lot of, I would say, English on them.
Sure,
yes.
Stick placement is always a big thing if you're going directly over the top.
Now, do they teach you when you shoot, is there different ways to get some English on them shots too?
Yeah, for sure. Growing up, they always preach just straight over the top. That's how you're going to be the most accurate, probably the hardest shot. Me personally, I was a low to high shooter.
Gotcha.
Coach Morrell never really liked it that much, but I was always doing it.
Wide over. Whoa, Mickelson. Look at where that one. Where did that one end up? That one ended up over in the parking lot. It's still going.
That's going to hit a house, maybe.
It is over by the Myrtle building. Wow. Wow. And then they come back and they score. That's Grayson Jolly, the freshman from Bloomfield, Colorado.
Great shot, but weak defense there.
Yeah.
Number 0, Nathan McGuire getting a stick hit out of his hands.
Now the Blue Jays trail 9-8 with 5:16 left here in the third.
Blue Jays just need a little spark. It still feels like center's got all the energy right now, even though they're down by 1 goal.
That was a huge save by Mickelson, too. And then to turn around and give up that goal, that's one of them heartbreaking situations.
Absolutely.
Defensively, you can't let your guard down.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for tuning in today here on Suncom.tv. Oh, the Blue Jays wanted to connect right away with Spence.
Those are those wins that Tony Vasquez has to keep up. Those quick face-off wins leading right into transition. That's where a lot of these goals are going to come from.
That's their 12th face-off one compared to 8 for the Colonels. Suncom.tv, Elmhurst University's athletics YouTube page. The former alum, Sante Dabowski, here with me. Greg Rosel to my left. Sante to my right. I'm between a lot of talent. I mean, I'm very nervous at this point. Big shoes to fill to my left and right. And there's a whistle.
I don't know. I think I'm around a lot of talent right now, too, with you here.
Well, I'm still learning the game as much as I love doing this. This is a game that I really, really enjoy since starting broadcasting. And I just love the kids and the coaches and just what the game is really about. And there's another big save by Granquist.
Not a great shot by Kyle Taylor there. As a freshman, that's one of those things he's going to learn. What a turnover.
That's how you go from defense to offense, and the goal scored by number 23, Brendan Kraus, the senior from West Lynn, Oregon.
And you see the energy from the bench there. That's what they needed, that little spark. Blue Jays really need a run here, and that's the start of it.
And it all started with a turnover by the Colonels. And Kraus, you see right there, that one on the ground. And the smothering defense, and Kraus says, I can do this. And he waited for Granquist to come way out of that crease, and he dropped it in the back of the net to tie it 9-9.
Yeah, what a job to not just run back there, really stay on them, stay persistent. Good things happen.
Granquist was very, very aggressive on that coming way out, trying to cut down the angle to that goal. But Kraus also, you talk about some maturity right there. He could have shot that one right away, but he waited for the keeper to come out and pretty much commit to that play.
One of the vets on the team. He's a big voice on this offense.
Well, that ball laying down on this ground, and it's getting a little bit slippery out there. And there's a shot.
Big
Henry.
Penalty.
That's got to be a cross-check right there.
Cross-check pushing the back.
We'll take that.
Should be a minute.
And I'm not sure why the hands are up. That definitely, and now they're going to talk about it. That looked like, obviously, right from up here.
Yeah.
That number 24, Gabe Henry, took an absolute shot. And you can see Henry with his hands on his hips. That one hurts a little bit.
He's playing so hard today. Been playing great. You see his knee taped up, his ankle taped up. He's playing through it.
You have to. And you mentioned that you played on the old turf that was here.
Yes.
I wonder what the new turf, as far as grip and everything, the change.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too, if it takes time to break in, stuff like that. But they seem to be loving it, and it looks great.
Okay, so the call. Okay, what are they going to do? I know that the Colonel's head coach did not like that, Grant Zimmerman, but it's going to be a minute penalty on Max Moldenhauer, a junior out of Charleston, South Carolina, where I was stationed in the Navy. That was a beautiful city. Love that place. Granquist with a big one-time save.
And that's not smart by the Blue Jays. They really should have just extended out that possession. Instead, early shot by Pete Grebe.
Well, right before that shot, who was that? Hernandez that went down and slipped down. Now Hernandez picks it up.
Great ground ball by Hernandez.
They got the extra player. Hernandez, what's he going to do? He's going to bring it back out to the point, grip and rip. That one hit a body on the way through, and we got another flag. That one hit Tatro. And let's see who this is going to be on. This might be on Elmhurst.
Not sure what the call is here.
And I don't know why. I didn't see much of anything in the middle. Let's take a look at that play. Ooh, I don't know. That ball, it was shot, and then there was nobody around.
I believe a slash possibly, but number 29 for center in the box. 2 men up for the Blue Jays. This is a big possession here.
29 was offsides, is what they're saying. So now that's 2. Well, the Blue Jays were down 2, and center was able to connect. Let's see if the Blue Jays can get that 1-goal lead with the 2-man up with 3:08 left here in the third. It's about to go to 1-man up. That one right over the top of the cage. And I believe it's going to be, now it's just a 1-man down for the Colonels.
Pete Grebe's got that trigger finger right now. He's shooting
sure
everything.
Does. Boy, Ames wanted to take a grip and shoot at that one. Granquist got a piece of that one right off the handle of that stick.
It's a great save on Spence. He doesn't miss those.
There's Ames. Score! Wow. Caden Ames, his second. That one on the man up.
It's an incredible shot. Great placement from Ames. Usually more of a low to high shooter, but you can see there Just fools the defense going right over the top with
And
the
he
bouncer.
was sitting there, too. Most of that power play right there, that man up, he was sitting right there, and he was waiting on that. And just short bounces, Granquist, and nothing he can do. 10-9. Fisher Son will get the assist, the sophomore from Hilliard, Ohio. How about that? Back up on top, 10-9. And this seems to be a growing theme between these two teams. 1 point, 1 goal separating these teams.
What a play by Henry. He is all over the place today.
And then quickly like that, Spence finds the wide open Fisher Son and make it 11-9. Now the Blue Jays up by 2. Boy, Spence, look at that vision.
Incredible. All starts again with Gabe Henry. This kid is all over the place today.
Yes, he is
making plays
MVP
on both
day.
ends.
And Spence, just a nice pass to Fisher Son. Then Son knocked down, wanting an extra call. But hey, we'll take that goal all day, every day. And now it's a 2-goal lead with 2:26 left. It's 11-9. And now center with a little sense of urgency. Let's see how they handle being down by 2. The first time they've been down 2 all day.
Yeah, that's big. And Fisher Son really stepping into a big role this year, starting for attack. He was not there last year, but did get some stints of playing time.
He did.
But really filling in some big shoes this year.
Yeah, I like the way that he stepped up. But you talked about it. Gabe Henry has been – you look at the stats and everything, it may not show everything he's done, just like with Spence. A lot of the numbers, it may not be there, but it's everything outside the box that they do to make plays and to get players open. And just like that, center pulls it within 1, and another goal by Ben Hubbs. He's got 4.
Goal center.
Yeah, if Henry's the MVP for the Blue Jays, I'd say Hubbs is the MVP for center today. He's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, Hubbs had that beautiful behind-the-back goal, and then Hubbs again. That's his strong side, and he just went – he was going left, and he shot right and short-sided Mickelson, and Mickelson was close to getting a piece of that one. And either way, 11-10, Blue Jays. And the scoring's really picking up here with 1:43 left here in the third.
This face-off battle has been crucial all day today.
And center will get this one. The procedural call.
Yes, it was.
And then just like that, the 2-goal lead is gone. And who else but Ben Hubbs again? He's got 5. You have got to shut him down. You've got to find a way.
It's crazy how quick the lead can change in this game. I mean, just up 2. Now a tie game.
Well, they gave that to Cato. Oh, he was right in the area of Hubbs, and Hubbs was doing the dance, so give the goal to Henry Cato, the sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee. Whew, man, that 2-goal lead was gone in a matter of about 30 seconds.
Yeah. A lot of Tennessee players on this center team.
Boy, center will get the face-off, and again, they'll have 1:24 on the game clock, 80 on the shot clock. And that 2-goal lead by Elmhurst is gone. Center, bang, bang, and it's 11-11.
This is shaping up to be an incredible fourth quarter lacrosse here. We'll see how this
could
closes
come down
out.
to that final shot.
It
You know,
could.
you never know. I mean, at that point, you want to be careful. You don't want to take a costly penalty. The turnovers are really going to be something that will put right underneath the microscope, especially going in toward the fourth. Got to keep the mistakes to a minimum. Now center moving in. That's Caldwell. He's in the scoring column today. Nick Witcher, the junior from St. Louis, Missouri, number 15 out there. Here's Hubbs and a nice stop.
It's a great save by Mickelson
Yeah.
on Hubbs.
Mickelson was, that one took it off the leg, and he's going to go again, and Hubbs tries to,
He is shooting everything today, but they're all pretty
Sure is.
close. They got to stay in his hands or just lock him off. It still feels like they're giving him way too much space.
Yeah, I completely agree. He had way too much time and space to make that shot. This one up for grabs.
Great
and
defense.
The Blue Jays will come down with it. Oh, slinging it all the way down the length of the field. And this will be center ball.
What a quarter.
That will do it. We're going to go to the final 15 minutes.
11, center 11.
Setting up to be a classic, 11-11. And pretty impressive. You've got Hubbs, who has been the point person, and we knew that Spence was going to be the point person for the Blue Jays. So we've talked a lot about them, but other players have really stepped up here today. But you've got to keep the turnovers, final 15, got to keep them down, and you got to make every possession count. You got to get a good shot. You got to make it worthy of your time.
Absolutely, and it looked like Elmhurst had the edge there that whole entire third quarter. Center having some great plays towards the end of it, but we're going to have a shootout here in this fourth quarter. It's going to come down to the wire, possibly the last shot, as you said, and we'll see.
Well, everything pretty much going as it normally does between these two teams. 35-33 in shots in favor of the Colonels. 12-6 in saves in favor of the Blue Jays. Extra man, the Blue Jays are 2 of 3. Couple penalties on each side. Face-offs won 13-12 in favor of Elmhurst. Looking at the scoring, the Blue Jays 3-3-5, and for the Colonels, that big third right there was 6, 3-1-6. So pretty impressive between these two teams, and no matter you put these two teams on paper, you know that it's going to be a classic every time these guys hit the field.
Absolutely. We got Harry Moriarty coming out to take the face-off for the Blue Jays. The backup to Tony Vasquez to see if maybe changing it up a little bit, throw off center's team.
Another kid out of St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That surprises me.
You can tell Henry's a little tired.
Yeah, these first games, I think you put so much into it. I mean, you're so jacked up and ready to go. And after this first game, I mean, obviously at the end of every game, you got to be just whooped. But this first one, to just, okay, I'm not going to be hitting my own players. I'm going to be hitting other people, and this really counts. I mean,
oh yeah,
you got to get a good night's sleep after the opening game like this.
Oh, absolutely. It's a completely different animal than playing against your teammates the whole time.
Here's Hubbs. Left open, and that one right at the goal crease.
Wow.
Mickelson, that one sat literally on the line.
Wow. What a save.
Take a look at this one. It sat on that goal line. Obviously, you can't go in the crease. Mickelson's like, where is it? Where is it? And it's literally right on the line.
Again, though, another play starting with Hubbs. That's a great shot. Noah just making a better save.
Yes. Now the Blue Jays having to step up here. Look at it. Looks like the walking wounded, like the MASH unit from back in the days. You've got bandages. You've got, I mean, I see more tape utilized on these players today. I mean, this means so much for both right out of the gate. That one falls out of the wickets. Fisher's son able to track it down, but he's going to be double teamed and he's going to lose it. And that's going to come up out of Moldenhauer's stick, and here come the Colonels.
It's another one of those turnovers we've been harping on all game. Just can't happen at this point in the game.
Nope, number 15 for the Blue Jays. 11-11. And the scores were, what was the last three?
The last three, last year was 11-10, Center win. Year before that, it was 15-14, Elmhurst win. And then the year before that, it was 11-10, Center win.
Oh, my gosh. I mean,
all
it's
with
crazy.
One. It is crazy.
How this has turned out to be this way. And the Blue Jays will get it on the possession. Max Ridnour, junior from Shoreline, Washington, will start it off. They'll get it to Mickelson, back over to Ridnour.
Great clear by the Blue Jays there.
Here's Ferry. He's got a goal here today. Spence moving back toward the middle. He'll put on the brakes. I tell you, whoever's covering Spence, that's Tatro. He's done a great job today. Spence is going to get his points, but, man, he's been all over him.
He has. It's weird to say with 6 points for Spence still,
right.
But he has been playing a great game on him.
He has. Big possession here for Elmhurst. Here's Spence. He's got Kraus on the other side. Spence draws a quick double team. Here's Kraus. Kraus can move back toward the middle. He'll draw the double team. Good carry that time. Boy, as soon as Kraus, and how about that? Bang, bang.
Wow. What a play.
I mean, no time. It didn't even settle into the wickets. He basically just, almost like a bank shot. And the Blue Jays up 12-11.
It's a great quick stick there by Fisher from the assist by Taylor or Spence.
I mean, how do you, I mean, take a look at this. I mean, it literally, he just snapped. I mean, how do you do that with it not settling into the wickets? I mean, is it? I don't know. That's talent right
that's
there.
Something you're taught from a very young age called a quick stick in lacrosse.
Nice.
Just get it out as quick as you can. Fisher able to do a great job of that there, but that's something that really is just talent at the end of the day. You can train all you want, but
and to know where you're at and knowing what kind of shot you have to do at that point. I mean,
absolutely.
So much stuff going on in your mind, and now the Blue Jays up 12-11.
Flag down on the field, I believe.
This will be on center. Yes, we'll take it. We'll go up extra man here shortly.
McManaman got to get rid of it here. He's just running around getting tired.
Yeah, he's got to be winded. Now you can start seeing the breath. It's starting to get really cold out there. Here's Spence. Oh, he went high.
See exactly where he's aiming that top right corner. He doesn't miss those too often.
Let's see what the call is going to be. It's going to be a 30-second. One minute.
Slash, number 28.
Luca Bowling, the freshman from Louisville, Kentucky.
The game this close in the fourth quarter is not a time you want to be taking penalties.
No. I mean, at this point, you got to know what the officials and how they've been calling that, too. I mean, you're allowed to, I think you're allowed to reach a little bit and get some contact, but that was an aggressive approach.
Absolutely.
And that's going to cost Bowling. And let's see if Spence and the Blue Jays can make him pay. And how about that right off the bat? Ryan Rector. No, I'm sorry. That was Cade Ames again.
What a shot by Cade Ames, and getting into the face of the center defender there a little bit. Some words exchanged. But he is fired up.
Yeah, there was some how do you do after that shot.
A little bit.
I mean, look at that. And that shot has been there. And he just takes, I mean, a low shot right at the ankles.
But he keeps switching up his angle. You see the last goal he went high to low with an over the hand shot. This one just low to low with a little sidearm worm burner.
We were just talking about Tatro, and he had the responsibility of taking on Ames. Then the Blue Jays win the face-off.
Huge win for Vasquez there.
Well, if they can get one more goal here and get that 3-goal separation, that would be huge because we know that center can score quick. We saw it just at the end of the third. Here's Spence. 3 goals and 4 assists on the day.
See how aggressive Tatro's being on him. What a move by Spence. Wow.
That. Spence with the "you can't see me John Cena" hand signal. I love it.
Unbelievable move behind the net there by Spence. The ankle breaker. Taking it to him.
4 goals and 4 assists on the day. That one was impressive to watch.
And it still feels like he can do more. That's the crazy thing.
Exactly. You see, he just goes short. The defense was kind of looking up here, and he says, nope, ball's down here. Bam, and then shoots it.
Unbelievable. Look how fired up this Elmhurst team is.
And center will call the timeout. 14-11 Blue Jays. And Eli Spence, the preseason All-American, 4 goals, 4 assists. Yikes.
Again, though,
what a day.
They just scored 3 quick ones not too long ago.
Ames with the hat trick also with 3. Grebe with 2. Kraus with 1. Ferry with 1. Hernandez with one, and San with two. Wow. Impressive stretch right here. Now you can't let the foot off the gas. You got to keep that pressure.
Absolutely.
Cause turnovers and chew time off this clock.
Absolutely. And you know, center, if they're going to get the ball on offense, I'm going to see it in the hands of Hubbs for sure. And he's going to get a good dodge either behind or up top, get one of those sweeping shots that he loves, but they're definitely going to look to feed him. Blue Jays got to lock it down here on defense.
What do you think Coach Morrell is telling the crew right now?
I think he's telling them just to be calm a little bit. Definitely a little fired up, but they can't make mistakes, can't do those little turnovers, and just know possess the ball to end this game. Do the little things right and you can come out with the victory here.
One of the coaches has one of them pocket hand warmers I could see in his hand.
Yeah, Dave, the California boy, getting a little cold.
Oh, come on. Welcome to the Midwest.
Exactly.
The weather changes every 10 minutes.
You think you'd learn after 5 or 6
you
years,
would.
right?
I can honestly tell you, I use a lot of them when I ice fish up in Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Quick shout out to my dad. It's his birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday, Pops.
Yep.
How old? Or we don't?
56.
Ooh, he's my age.
There you go.
Oh, my.
I believe. If
Dad,
I'm wrong, I apologize.
56. So he's born in the old 1969.
Yes, he was.
That's the year I was born, too. What a wonderful year that was. My mother would have told you different. Oh, that stick is gone.
Gabe Henry, again. Unbelievable.
And Henry looking for yet another one. A whack and stack, 24 on 24.
All that work, and center still gets the ball back. That's one of those ones that Elmhurst needs to pick up.
I love birthdays. I really do.
Yeah, they're great.
I just wish my kids would buy me more gifts compared to what I do as a father, but that's what you do as a father. My kid's living in Michigan and miss him every day. Molenhoff, great defense on the big man. And just as I say that, the big man, Ryan Hall, again, able to score. Wait, are they going to wave that off? Nope, they are not.
That's a great shot there.
Goal center.
Yeah. Hall, we've talked about him. He is a very, very tall individual.
You see it right at the last second, switches hands
He
to
does.
that right inside hand, just increases that angle.
It's hard to defend that. And
It
Mickelson he knew he was beat. He's like, I'll get you next time. But Hall, you can't allow him that much room neither. I mean, when you got Hubbs out there, you got to be right on top of him. But now Hall demanding a lot of respect.
Absolutely.
You going to run back to Michigan and take Dad out to dinner?
I will soon, for sure. He deserves it.
Wow. Just as we were talking about it earlier, the long stick Oscar Clark. How about that?
The freshman first goal of his career. Incredible goal.
Get that kid the ball.
Oscar Clark, assisted by number 10.
And I tell you, that
Toby
little
Vasquez.
extra length on that stick right there made all the difference. Look at, that thing, taking a look at the replay, he just ripped that one from about 20 yards out, and there was nothing that Grantquist could do. And that's how you answer a goal right there.
Absolutely great answer by Clark. Goalie had no chance.
Well, seeing as how you can't take him out to dinner tonight, me and Greg, we will take, Red Lobster, something warm. I'll eat a bowl of chili right now if I could. It's cold out here today. But being from the Midwest, this is still shorts weather, as you can see. There are people wearing shorts today. I don't think that they have anything other than shorts, do they, for lacrosse, as far as uniforms, right?
They put tights on usually underneath, but Coach Morrell always thought that was pretty soft, so legs out for us.
Hey, love it. Love it. Here's Hall. We just talked about him. You can't leave him open. Boy, they got all their firepower out there. They got Grubbs. They've got Spears now with it. Boy, Spears taking a couple big hits there from Josh Brandt. That one hit a body on the way through. That one just, nobody knew where that thing was. You lose it kind of in this overcast sky when you look up. That ball, white, and the clouds just gray and white. That one hit a body on the way through.
Great defensive possession here by the Blue Jays. They just need to get the ball.
7 on the shot clock, and that is a great defensive stand by the Blue Jays. You talked about it.
That was big for the Blue Jays there.
They chewed up 75 seconds and did not get a good shot off. And now the Blue Jays with a chance to lay the hammer down even farther.
You can tell the energy on this center sideline, the players on the field. They're getting a little down on themselves.
There's Ames. Yeah, you're right. You can see frustration starting to build on the side of the Colonels, the Blue Jays. We talked about Uncle Mo, they used to call it, momentum in a bottle.
I like that, Uncle Mo.
That's what my coach in high school used to call it. Anybody seen Uncle Mo lately? And we're like, huh? He goes, yeah, momentum, something we don't have. No wonder you can't see it. There's Spence, and there it is, another one. He's got 5.
What a shot by Spence.
Top shelf where Grandma hides the cookies, and he's got 5.
Whoa! Pig in that corner. No chance for the goalie there. Eli is having himself a day.
And look at how humble. He's just not sitting out there. He says, hey, there's still 7-11 on the clock, boys. Let's go. Look at this shot.
And that's that veteran leadership there by Eli. He knows that this game can change in a second.
And I love the pick by Hernandez. He created that distance for Spence. And Spence saw that, and he just said, I'm going to put that ball where you can't touch it.
Wow, could be a trip here. Ref is trying to throw the flag.
Do you see that? I saw it like, wait, he's reaching in his pocket.
Couldn't find it.
Threw that ghost flag.
Well, you should throw it now.
Maybe it's in the wrong pocket.
Not really sure, but he was definitely reaching for a flag there.
I saw it like twice. I'm like, what's he starting a lawnmower? It's like, could not find that flag. But nobody's going to the penalty. Well, so he's trying to tell him he's trying to find a flag and couldn't get to it.
I believe they called a push, but no one in the box for center. Oh, and here we go. We got number 28 in here. Center definitely have had a lot of penalties this game.
So Luca Bowling, this is the second penalty he's taken here today. That could be costly. Down by 4. Biggest lead for the Blue Jays. Let's see if they can tack on another one and make it a 5-goal lead on the extra man. Only a 30-second. You know Spence is going to touch it. We just saw it. There's Hernandez. Finds Spence. Spence moves it back over to Ames. Right up in the middle, Hernandez. That was supposed to be one of them quick hits, too.
It's great ball movement there by the Blue Jays, but just a little better defense, getting a stick inside, able to bat it down.
I do like the push right up the middle instead of keeping the perimeter passing. At least bring someone down the seam like that and change it up. But the Colonels were ready, and that's a big stand now with 6:19 left. All 3 contests that these teams have played have come down to 1 goal and 1 goal only. Center with a overall 2 wins and a loss. How about that save again by Mickelson?
What a day he's been having.
It's going to be Blue Jay ball, 24 on 24, and who else?
You can tell Center's getting a little chippy right now, definitely talking a little bit. Blue Jays got to hold their own, contain composure.
And I think that's exactly what I'm glad you said that, because Henry right there could have reacted to that. Ben Hubbs, of all players, the 224s going at it.
It's good, though. I probably would have reacted a little differently.
Now Center trying to get this ball down quickly. Mickelson will pick it up, and that's a turnover. And let's see what the Blue Jays can do. Ridenour. He'll carry it over, then he'll just drop back. Leave this one for Spence and the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays got to take a lot of time off the clock here.
5:17 and counting.
These late game situations are something Coach Morrell practices all week with the team.
Well, I think you got to chew up a lot of this shot clock too.
Absolutely.
You got to get a good shot. Take the time off. You have the lead. You got a 4-goal lead. Go ahead, force them to come out and leave someone open. And the Blue Jays have been really good. There's a flag.
Down.
That's going to be a hit right to the face.
Bad play there by center. Not something you need.
And right in front of the official, too.
That's just undisciplined right there for center. They got to keep composure. You can tell the team's getting a little frazzled since these last couple goals.
1 minute penalty right there on the slash. And that happened right in front of the official. That one right to the helmet.
Blue Jays have had the same man-up group all day today. It's been working for them pretty well.
I can see the mist coming down here through the windows and the breath. Shot clock reset to 60. 4:36 left. Another extra man. 8th penalty on the Colonels today. Only 2. Very well-disciplined play here by the Blue Jays today. Spence, I think he can shoot from either side. That's how good he is. And right like that, the snipe by Latore.
The freshman from Oak Park, Illinois. Incredible shot coming up the hash there, taking that extra step.
You mentioned head coach Morrell and not playing very many freshmen very often. We've been calling out a lot of freshman names today.
Coach Morrell talks about it a lot. He talks about how he really dislikes playing freshmen. It's not something he likes to do. But
hey,
you're this good of a player, it's hard not to.
They have played well. Taking a look at that, and that was a beautiful play there by Latore.
A lot of freshmen having their first career games today, having some big moments.
Like Greg Rosel, great job on the camera angles today, getting everything, seeing everything through this nasty weather that we got going on today.
Gabe Henry, another ground ball.
Jeez,
he is everywhere.
I don't know did they hand out like MVP game balls at the end of every contest?
They don't, but we'll get him one for sure.
Yeah, he definitely, and there he is again. My gosh, he has been everywhere.
He's just a monster, and you can tell he's getting a little gassed, a little tired, but
and
he's going to keep fighting.
Oh,
wow.
That was a shot right to the face, and there it is. And that's a frustration foul right there by Spears.
Huge hit on number 5, Austin Evans there. He looks a little shaken up.
Look at that. I mean, that one was right to the head. The head snapped back. He may, I don't know. That may be something that you may be taking out, and that was Tatro of all of them.
Yeah, that's a big kid too. Laying the body, but again, another not smart penalty by center, and they're just digging their own grave right now.
I'm not sure what head coach is complaining about. You slow that play down. We've seen it a couple times. That is a cross check to the neck and head area. That's to be honest with you, that's something you can. I mean, you take a look at it. You see that head snap back long before it hits the ground. That is something that.
Not sure what you're questioning there.
No,
and we have a pretty good view of it.
And you could honestly, you can be kicked out of a game for shots.
Oh, absolutely.
For shots like that.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
That's just endangering another player right there, something you never want to do.
And that's frustration out of one of your best defensemen today, too.
For sure.
17-12, and Elmhurst is just going to hold on to this ball. And you're not going to bring anybody out. You might as well just chew up this time.
Absolutely. Smart here by Coach Morrell.
Absolutely. Great call. And they're not going to come out. And as a matter of fact, I think center is just going to say, okay, now they're going to call the dogs. They're going to move someone out. And that was Schaefer that time. Now they're going to force the Blue Jays to move the ball.
You know, one thing I love about the Blue Jays today is how disciplined they have been. Some cheap shots on them, some people talking trash, but they've kept composed the whole entire time.
I wonder, obviously you've been out there. Is there I pretty much know the answer. I just want to see what you say. How much trash talking goes on out there?
There's a good amount. A lot of trash talk. Depends on the player for sure, but I was definitely had the tendency to run my mouth a little bit. But it's all right. We're just competing.
But you were a straight A student, right?
That's
all that matters. There you go. That's all that matters. And you're a good kid growing up, right? No trouble? Never got grounded?
Oh, I tried.
Okay.
A couple times, maybe.
I wish I could say that.
I'm sure my mom will text me about that in a second.
What a stop by Mickelson again. And the Blue Jays are going to move this one right down the field with 2:10 left.
You know, this has been a full team game for the Blue Jays. Offense played really well. Midfield has played really well as long as the defense and the goalie, Noah Mickelson, having a great day.
Oh, Ames, how about that? How do you do? And then getting whacked there by Furlong.
He hangs on to it. Unbelievable play there by Ames.
And I think this is going to be another one
Offsides.
on center. Oh, you better be careful.
Coming
Caldwell.
right after the ref
Yeah,
there.
you can't do that. Now the hole getting deeper and deeper for center with a $1:49 left, and the Blue Jays up 17-12. Yeah, he was definitely offside. You could see it right there. There's no question.
Absolutely, and this is going to come back to bite them later in the year. The discipline of this team has not been very good today.
Well, the Blue Jays back on the 12th here. Concordia, Wisconsin, 5 p.m. I believe that's Wednesday. Be here for that one. Then they're on the road at Aurora on the 19th and at Hope at 1 o'clock on the 22nd. Hope and Holland, Michigan, right along the shores of Lake Michigan. And I tell you, that could be some nasty weather this time of year, right on the shores of Lake Michigan.
That's always a cold one, but always a great matchup. Two very good teams.
Boy, center right now, you can see a lot of frustration on this sideline. And the Blue Jays, will they take a shot? They can chew up almost, let's see, they'll leave probably about 25 seconds maybe on this game clock. Or do they shoot it? I think head coach Morrell is just happy to chew up this shot clock and get out of here with a big win today. They may not even have to shoot this one. I don't know if they do or not. At what point do you call the dogs off and just say, okay, don't want to really rub this one in? But now the goalkeeper, he's out, and Spence says, He
wanted it.
He did. He was going for number 6, and that one wide open. And Spence like, wait a second, what are you doing out here?
He'll hear about that one later for me for sure.
Sure. And that will do it. And it will give the Colonels 48 seconds.
You know what they're going to do here? They're going to go fast.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They're going to have to. Long stretch passes. Well, just as we say that, they're slowing things down even more. So maybe they're calling the dogs off.
I guess so.
Boy, as a player, you really don't want to do that. You want to keep the foot on the gas, and that's a turnover. And Blue Jays now don't even have to do anything with it with 30 seconds left. And the Blue Jays will move to 1-0 on the season. And yes, this is not a typo. They actually win by more than one. It's 17-12, and the Blue Jays will welcome in Concordia, Wisconsin, the Falcons, a team out of the NAC. And the Blue Jays will just wind this clock down. I don't know why, and there it is. It's over. And Elmhurst will win 17-12 today.
12.
Eli Spence.
Unbelievable.
Sante, I mean, what can you say?
Not much, honestly. He did it all today. 5 goals, 4 assists. Incredible performance from the preseason All-American, showing why he was given that title.
Ames with 3, Grebe with 2, Latore, Kraus, Ferry, Clark, each with a goal. And then you come up to Hernandez with 1, Son with 2, and Spence with 5. And for the first time in 4 games that these teams have played, the winner is by more than 1.
That's pretty crazy.
That's scary.
It is.
Well, Blue Jays know they got a good team this year, and that's a big win against a rival, you would say, a regional rival in center. Well, I'm Bill Downing. He's Sante Dybowski. That's Greg Rosel on Suncom.tv. The Blue Jays win 17-12. Hopefully I have a chance to work with you again. Happy birthday to your father. Have a great one. And we'll wait out in the parking lot and figure out where you're taking us to dinner. All right. Good night, everybody, and go Blue Jays.
Next Wednesday, February 12th, hosting Concordia University.